Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying your Good Friday. I know I'm not in my car. I'm out trying to get my exercise walk in downtown, do all my bridges, and thought, what the heck, let's do a video. So, basic idea. Are you confused by what's going on with all the deals Trump keeps talking about? If the answer is yes, that's a good sign. It means you're paying close attention. If the answer is no, well, that's a different topic. Why are you confused? Is it because you're not smart enough to understand? No, it's because we're hearing extremely different things from different sources, literally hour by hour. For instance, Ukraine ceasefire. Witkoff came out from the recent round of negotiations, said, guys, this is easy. Just give all the provinces, Kherson and Zaporizhia and Crimea and Luhansk and Donetsk and I think maybe another one, give all that to the Russians and boom, we've got a ceasefire. Including, that would include a lot of territory that Ukraine controls right now today. Are you saying just give it all to the Russians? Great job, Witkoff, really good negotiating there. The Russians came out from it and through their foreign ministry and the TASS, which is the Russian state news service, said, we are nowhere close to a breakthrough. We are nowhere close to a ceasefire. This is not happening anytime soon. Rubio came out either last night or this morning and said, if Russia doesn't sign a ceasefire deal within the next few days, the United States is going to move on and we're going to quit negotiations. Vance came out today and said, we are on the brink of a breakthrough. It is happening. The Russian ambassador to the UN also came out within the last 24 hours and said, we are nowhere close to a breakthrough. There will be no ceasefire. And as far as we are concerned, the ceasefire and strikes on energy targets, which has absolutely not been upheld by, certainly by the Russians and probably not even by the Ukrainians, he came out and said, that's expired, by the way. We're not abiding by that anymore. So Trump is saying, of course, we're going to have the deal. It's going to be the best deal ever. It's going to be beautiful. Vance is basically backing him up. Witkoff is backing him up. Basically, everybody who's not directly in Trump's ear is saying there will be no deal. Who's right and who's wrong? Your guess is as good as mine. Trade deals. We are hearing multiple times a day, every day from Trump, that we are going to have trade deals. And that they are coming. We're going to have dozens of them. They'll all be here within, like lickety split, no time at all. So go out and buy some stock. Okay, is that going to happen? Woo, getting windy. Well, again, depends on who you ask. Wow, I look silly with my hat like that. First, let's start with India. Modi has played the Ukraine war beautifully to India's benefit. I expect he will play this tariff war beautifully to his benefit. There is a rumor, I do not know if this is true, that the United States has talked with India and all we've said is we want you to get rid of your 2.5% tariff on a couple of refined products that we send, refined petroleum products. If that is all the U.S. is asking for, I would expect India to jump on that in a heartbeat. For India to get free trade to the American market in exchange for getting rid of a 2.5% tariff on a limited number of American refined petroleum products. Oh my God, what a good deal for the Indians. I have no idea how that's a good deal for the United States. At least if you are assuming that Trump's idea that trade imbalances mean we're getting ripped off. Okay. There are lots of deals being discussed all over the globe right now, mostly not involving the United States. The Europeans are talking to everybody, the Chinese are talking to everybody, the Indians are talking to everyone, so are the Japanese. Everybody's trying to figure out the same thing. How do we do trade deals that we get rid of the United States because we can no longer count on them? In Japan, for instance, they're pointing out, correctly, that in 2019, they negotiated a trade deal with Donald Trump, the United States-Japan trade agreement. And Trump has now abrogated the deal and said that Japan has been ripping them off because they have complied with the deal that Trump himself negotiated. Shockingly enough, saying that the deal that you negotiated is terrible and the other side's bad for doing it is not engendering a lot of goodwill amongst the Japanese. So that should give you one idea of it. Carney in Canada is doing his utmost, sorry, got to make sure I'm not hit by here, to integrate, to break off from the United States and integrate with Europe. We'll have to see whether or not Europe wants it. China definitely is. China is buying every bit of natural gas and oil and foodstuffs and anything else they can from the Canadians right now to try to replace American producers. America sends a lot of commodities to China. We sell many billions of dollars. China is determined to get that number as low as they can, so they buy as little food, as little oil, as little liquefied natural gas as they can from the United States. And they're turning to the Canadians to replace it, also the Brazilians. Sub-Saharan Africa, no idea. You need someone a lot smarter than me to understand their politics. Europe's absolutely in play. They're talking India, China, Canada. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do, but they are basically trying to follow the Chinese and Canadian model, which is we got to get the United States out of our trade agreements because they're just too darn unreliable. Russia is currently trying to get the United States to drop all the sanctions, and Trump seems fairly amenable to that because Trump has not tariffed them at all. So who knows what's going to go on with that. But the point that you may notice here is lots of discussions, no deals are being signed. There is no reason to think a deal will be signed anytime soon. But I guess the point I'm trying to get to is if you're confused, it's because it is extremely confusing. So many different people, so many different perspectives, so many different countries. And what is that? And a point that is being made by the Canadians right now is, hey, in 2020, we did the USMCA. We have a trade deal with the United States. And now Trump is, again, abrogating that and saying that we violated it when we never did. Basically, the only one who is really playing along with Trump right now is Scheinbaum in Mexico. So if you are confused by all this, good. It means you are paying attention. It is a confusing topic. It is my opinion that there is no trade strategy from the United States. We know that as late as noon on the day when the tariffs were announced, they still didn't have the numbers figured out. They had to figure out the equation on the fly, figure out the numbers on the fly. That is not indicative to me of a strategy. So if you're confused, don't worry, you're fine. It's not because you're not smart enough to understand this. It's because there is no plan. We are going to see a massive reordering of global trade. It is definitely underway, and the United States is going to be cut out of it in every way that we possibly can be, because we have made the point that you cannot trust us and we will not honor our own deals. So we'll have to see how that works out. But either way, wanted to give everyone a quick update. Everyone enjoy your Easter weekend. From my Jewish friends, I hope you had a wonderful Passover, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye-bye.